Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to Oval and Out. My name is John Surtees. I am joined by Cameron Ponsonby here at the Curran Oval after day one of Surrey versus Nottinghamshire in the Rothesay County Championship, live on the Surrey YouTube channel, live on Sky Sports Cricket. Let's firstly take you through what's happened today numerically. Surrey won the toss and they bowled. That's not numerical, but what is to come will be.
It's
relevant, and it helps put the numbers in context.
Correct.
It was a good first session for Notts, not unlike what has been happening at the Curran Oval so far this season. Lunchtime 75 for one breakthrough from Surrey in that morning session. Very good second session for Surrey, not unlike what's been happening at the Curran Oval this season. 157 for 5 when a slightly early tea came about through a little bit of rain shower in the afternoon. There's been a few of them knocking around today. Fortunately, I think we've managed to avoid the worst of it, which is great. And then a very good final session for Surrey. Nottinghamshire bowled out for 231. Crucially, Cameron receiving no batting bonus points.
0.
A little bit of tail wag at the end that Surrey possibly could have done without, but nonetheless, 231 all out. 19 runs away from their first bonus point. When Surrey go into this game, only 1 point clear at the top of the County Championship. Critical. And then a really potentially snaggy spell, 16 overs at the end of the day, in the gloaming. Some world-class bowlers coming in, Dylan Pennington, Josh Tongue, really looking, to bend their backs with that new ball. Surrey came out of that 43 for 1, just losing Dom Sibley in a frustrating manner right at the end of the day, caught behind leaving, and quite an odd dismissal. You don't see that every day, the way that Dom got out. Specific player numbers: Matt Fisher, star for Surrey, 5 for 61. Gus Atkinson bowled beautifully, 4 for 41. Really brilliant spell from Gus Atkinson. Ben Slater for Notts, 50, the only half century in the Nottinghamshire innings. And then, at the end of the day, Rory Burns, 19, not out, and Tom Lawes, the Surrey night watcher, on naught at the close. The Surrey ended, as I think I said, 43 for 1. Cameron Ponsonby, you've been commentating today for the Surrey YouTube channel and for Sky Cricket. Simultaneous broadcast this week, both live on Surrey YouTube, ECB app, all normal places, and also with our colleagues on Sky Cricket. Cameron, your player of the day?
My head says Gus Atkinson
Always
for
does.
his 4 for 40, but my heart says Matt Fisher for his first ever 5-wicket haul for Surrey. He's had such an unlucky year. He averaged, I think, about 45 going into today's fixture, but then tides have turned in his favour in the big one, in the match where it really matters.
Yeah,
he's my player of the day.
Absolutely. I just think our colleague Andrew Sampson pointed this out today. I think his Matt Fisher up to this game averaged 45 with the ball this season, and back in the day when I grew up watching county cricket, following county cricket in newspapers, you probably grew up following county cricket on the internet, and before these games were available to watch and listen in the way they are now, and you might have looked at that on a black and white stat sheet and said, Matt Fisher, England bowler, moved from Yorkshire to Surrey, he's averaging 45, he's having a tough season, and he is having a tough season, but he in no way, shape or form is that average representative of how well he's bowled this year. He's been so unlucky, hasn't he, throughout the season, and if you've had a chance to watch it like we have in person or on YouTube at home, you'll realise that.
It's fallen his way, and he's also had another example of why he has been unlucky. It's because this is his 10th match of the season. He's never played 10 in a county championship season before.
Right.
And part of the reason he kind of joined here was the idea that we don't need you to play 10. We just need you to be part of this arsenal, this battery of seam bowlers that we have here, and we'll play you when you're fit, when you're cherry ripe, as our mate Adam Collins would say.
Cherry ripe.
But for the most part, just keep yourself fit. However, he's bowled well and he's bowled regularly and he's bowled throughout the season. So he's done 10 matches this year. He might do 11 next year. And if anything, today's anything to go by, he might have a championship medal to show for it at the end.
Well, that would be, I'm sure, wonderful for him. And as you say, to quote our colleague Adam Collins this afternoon, when he went bang bang in that second session, critical wickets of Surrey really got through that Nottinghamshire top order. So Matt Fisher, player of the day. Lots of opportunities on this one, lots of different choices. Your moment of the day?
My moment of the day, since he didn't get the player of the day award, I'm going to give the moment of the day to Gus Atkinson. His dismissal of Joe Clark. This is the kind of perfect outswinger, just at Clark's outside edge. He's bowled so well today, Atkinson. He's got 3 of the top 5 batters of Notts out. So although on the piece of paper, Matt Fisher's figures are better, Atkinson probably had more of an influence over the match. Yeah. Is that fair? I
think so. And I think, from a Surrey perspective, there were 7 Surrey Academy graduates in that Surrey side today, including Gus Atkinson, and that's also not including players like Sam Curran and Jamie Smith, who would have been in this side were they not already away for England. So it could have been even more than that.
I think there are also 7 lads who played for England as well.
There you go.
Not necessarily the exact same people, but it's a high quality 11.
So to see Gus Atkinson, native South London, a Surrey Academy player in one of the biggest games of the club in the last few years, bowling as you did today was very, very satisfying indeed. I think from your perspective, Cameron, I'm just going to give you a personal moment of the day,
Okay.
which is when you commentate with Michael Atherton on Sky Cricket. You know, it's great. You know, for those of you that have been watching YouTube over the years, you know, Cam's been with us a number of years now, commentating on YouTube, and to see, you know, Cam on the big channel with Michael Atherton was a lovely moment for all of us. So
yeah, well, I met Michael Atherton about 3 years ago, and I'm so proud of everything he's achieved. And he's really come on.
He's great. Well, we'll keep working with Atherton. Hopefully, you know, he'll you know, do you reckon Atherton might make it to the Ashes this year in the broadcast?
I'd pick him. He'd be in my 11.
Yeah, he'd be in my broadcast 11. Cameron, other than commentating with Michael Atherton, what gave you joy today?
What gave me joy today? It's a difficult one. You know what gave me joy?
It's difficult. What gave you joy?
Tom Curran back in Surrey whites. I just enjoy the optics. He's been here for so long. He's part of the furniture here.
Yeah.
And then you roll him out every September to say, right, there's a title on the line here, Tommy.
Yeah.
We need you. And he came in, bowled a brilliant first spell.
Surrey through and through.
And also put in an unbelievably good diving stop in the covers to save a boundary. And it looked like it really hurt him. And I admired his devotion, his commitment.
Yeah.
I also thought it wasn't worth it. And the day would have been completely the same if he just let it go for 4.
It wouldn't have been the same because Nottinghamshire would have got 235 or that.
That's a good point.
There would have been 4 runs closer to a bonus.
Look after yourself, Tom.
Yeah. Tom Curran, Surrey through and through. Great to see him back in the whites. Cameron, give us something to talk about.
Something to talk about. We had the heavy roller on the wicket.
Okay.
At the change of innings, naturally, we just saw that ball on a number of occasions of Brett Hudson just rolling along through to Verena in the evening session. That is promising. It's weird because on the one hand you say, it might be uneven bounce, it's a bad sign for Surrey, but where they've been getting the ball to zip through and kind of threatening to take wickets regularly, Surrey had it fairly easy in this late afternoon, evening session. I think they're very well placed in the match going into tomorrow.
Which segues us into our traditional final question.
Yeah.
Why should I tune in on the Surrey YouTube channel or on Sky Sports Cricket, or indeed come down to the Kia Oval to watch in person tomorrow?
I always vote in favour of people getting down here. You've only got 3 days left of cricket here at the Kia Oval this summer in 2025. Get yourself down, enjoy the top of the table clash in person, live. And if you can't do that, then you can watch us on the screens. But come down.
And why should you do that? 1 point. What's 1 point as to why you should do that tomorrow?
1 point. Because it's the title showdown. So tomorrow, the whole season could be decided tomorrow. You don't want to miss it. You've got to be here to witness history, to witness the 4-peat. It's not even a word, but it could be.
We've been stood here since, 3-peat wasn't a word, and they made it that word.
Yeah.
We've been stood here since April doing these podcasts, doing these broadcasts. You've been following us, you've been listening, you've been watching. Tomorrow is when it all comes down to it. That is the reason to come down. My name is John Surtees. This has been Cameron Ponsonby. Over and out.